Boobop, I hear so many people use the affirmation, I lack nothing, right? As a response to feeling like they're going through it or lacking something or life is just hard. And I understand why we use that affirmation because it's true. You don't lack anything, right? Everything that you have right now is exactly what you need in this moment. And that's why you have what you have and don't have what you don't have. It's a beautiful affirmation. The only issue with affirmations that we tend to use right now is that our brains, our conscious brains, cannot wrap itself around it. It doesn't understand what you're talking about because 2 seconds ago, you were just complaining that you don't have enough money or you don't have enough love in your life or you are lacking X, Y, and Z. And now you want your brain to believe that you lack nothing, but you are constantly talking about what you lack and you're constantly thinking about what you lack and you're constantly having anxiety and, worried about what it is that you lack. And now all of a sudden we lack nothing. So which one is it, right? Your brain doesn't understand what you're asking it to understand or what you're asking it to believe in because you're constantly contradicting and going back and forth. And it's understandable because on a spiritual level, you do want to be in a place of being grateful and seeing that you have everything that you could possibly need. But we do live in a material world. And in this material world, it's very hard to be delusional and be okay with being delusional because you have had years and years of conditioning telling you how to think, how to act, how to feel about certain things. And the one thing that we do wrong when it comes to lacking is that we identify with it. We take our lack or what it is that we don't have and we identify so deeply with that energy. We tell ourselves that if we have no money, we're poor. We tell ourselves that if we don't have love, we're unlovable. If we're single, we are ruined. Whatever the case may be, that's the problem. The identity that we identify with because of what we lack is holding us back from actually seeing what lack is. Lack, anything that you lack, is literally an opportunity. And being able to see it that way is going to change everything for you. When you lack something, when you don't have something, it is literally an opportunity for you to learn, grow, change your perspective, and to literally call in abundance. I say this all the time. Your lack is the stepping stone to your abundance. It is the first step, that one step you need in order for you to call in the abundance that you want. Lack is always working with you and for you. It is never working against you. So instead of telling yourself, I lack nothing, because you're trying to convince yourself that you have everything, start to be okay with lack and see lack from a different perspective. Instead of seeing lack as something that's definitive and something that defines you and could never change, see it as the first step to abundance and start saying an affirmation such as, I lack blank because it's giving me an opportunity to blank. When you start seeing lack as an opportunity, when you start seeing whatever it is that you're lacking as an opportunity, you will start naturally finding solutions, naturally looking in different directions, and naturally not allowing yourself to identify with it because now you are in curious observing mode. You want to observe what's happening. You want to understand it a little bit more. You're not scared of it. You're not identifying with it. You're not putting so much emotion onto it. You're just simply saying, okay, I see that I lack this thing that I want. But I think this is an opportunity for me to find out how to get it. I think this is an opportunity for me to become more independent in getting it. Or this is an opportunity to reevaluate if I really genuinely want it for real reasons. Lack is giving you the opportunity to see life in an optimistic way instead of a pessimistic way. But we've been taught for a very long time to look at life in a very pessimistic way. This is what we have to start changing and shifting. And you can say all the affirmations you want. You can try to connect yourself to abundance as much as you want. But until you're okay with that first step, with the lack, you are always going to struggle because you're always going to feel like you have to climb for more, do more, add more, be more. And you're never going to be okay with the fact that it's a cycle. To have abundance, you must have lack. Otherwise, you will not understand where you're actually abundant. The only reason why you don't feel abundant or you know that you want something is because you lack it. It's because you don't have it. Usually that's where we come from. We come from a level of knowing what we don't have. When you have something, you're never really worried about it. Let's think about the one thing that you have every single day that literally is always with you, that you never actually have to think about. Air, oxygen. You don't have to think about oxygen. You don't have to worry about oxygen. You're never in a position of thinking whether or not you need more oxygen or not. It kind of is just out of sight, out of mind. You just wake up and you breathe. Now, someone who is sick, who can't breathe through their nostril, or someone who is going through it, who doesn't necessarily have air as easy as maybe the most of us do, they're thinking about air and they're thinking about how they lack air. But that could also be an opportunity. Maybe I am sick and going through what I am going through to, one, have an opportunity to appreciate air a little bit more, have an opportunity to learn myself and rest because I don't give myself that rest. So that's why I'm sick, right? Lack is always an opportunity, and it is the stepping stone to your abundance in what it is that you want in your life. It is literally giving you an opportunity to see things from a different perspective. And so instead of seeing your lack as a sentence, a way of living, as you being poor or you not having, and that's it, start seeing it as the first step to that abundance you're asking for. Because you can't experience abundance if you don't know lack. Because even when you're going after it, let's say you don't experience lack, you just want more and more and more of what you want, you're still understanding lack. If you want more of anything, that means you lack a certain amount of what it is that you want. You want $1 million. Let's say you're at 500,000. You still know that you lack 500,000 to get to that million. It is lack that gives us the answers. It is a lack that allows us to see where we're at within our lives so that we can push forward in a specific kind of way. But what we do is we identify with it. We get emotional about it. We get stuck in it. We get in a position and in a place where we're like, oh my God, I'm just, my life is so tough. No. It's not taking away from the fact that life is tough. Life may be tough, but it is also an opportunity. It could be an opportunity to see how truly strong you are, to see yourself, save yourself, get yourself out of this situation, to learn one of the most important lessons you'll ever learn in your entire life. But if you're constantly seeing lack as a halt or something holding you back from your truest, most amazing, most beautiful energy ever of the abundance that you're calling in, you're never actually going to get over that first hurdle and that first step. You're always going to be manifesting and affirming that you are more than abundant and life is perfect and you lack nothing, except you do. And that lack can actually help you. You can use it as a tool for yourself instead of using it as something to run away from. Instead of trying to run around it or trying to run away from it, run through it. Be in it. Be its friend. Work with it because it can actually help you in the long run. I'm definitely going to be touching a lot more about lack because if we as a collective can change our minds around lack, something that we all, no matter what, experience, we'll start actually opening our minds, our hearts, and our souls to the idea that maybe lack our entire life has always worked for us and not against us. Maybe lack has actually been doing us a favor and not actually holding us back. The lack mindset isn't because you don't have, it's because you believe you will never have what it is that you want. That's the problem. It's too definitive. But understanding that lack is an opportunity and that first step, that means that there's a second step. That means that there's a third step. That means that you can get out of where you're at. And the first thing you got to do is accept where you're at to really understand and know where the exit is. Okay? So I really hope that this makes sense. We're definitely going to talk more about this and we're going to get into it a lot more. I'm hearing sirens right now, so this is a confirmation, baby. But we definitely need to get more into this. And if you are interested, definitely go to my Patreon because we're going to be talking in depth about this. I have 3 tiers that talk about 3 different levels: beginner, intermediate, and advanced. And we're going to get deeper into it, get channeled messages about lack, things of that sort. But I'm telling you, your lack is a stepping stone to your abundance. If you can't accept lack, you'll never truly understand abundance, and you'll never really truly be able to grasp it in a way that feels beautiful to you. Your lack is helping you. It's an opportunity. So start seeing that. Go from I lack nothing to lacking this is an opportunity to blink. Until next time, I'm sending you love.